Dynamic blocks give you increased functionality beyond standard blocks. For example, a dynamic block can symbolize multiple configurations. To create a dynamic block, use a standard block editor environment, and then you add parameters and actions to specific geometry within the block. Many different parameters and actions can change the configuration of the block after it is inserted. After the block is inserted, grips provide easy access to the parameter and action configurations. The ability for dynamic blocks to change is what separates regular blocks from dynamic blocks. Let's look at a few examples of where you could use dynamic block functionality in your AutoCAD drawings. You are designing an office, and in each office, there can be varying configurations of table sizes and chairs around a table. Using standard AutoCAD commands and blocks, you would stretch the table to the appropriate size, and then you would copy the chair block around the table to represent the correct table and chair configuration. Here, you simply select the block and pick the stretch grip, and by dragging your mouse, the block is stretched to a predefined set of default table sizes, and the chair blocks are copied at the same time based upon the table size you choose. You can use dynamic block functionality to display different block configurations with only one block definition. In almost every drawing, you will have different views of a design element, such as a top view of a sink or side view of that same sink. Or you may have many blocks that are the same type of object, but different sizes, such as a bolt. This functionality is called visibility states, and you can have as many visibility states you need for a specific design object. In this example, we have a sink detail, and in one area, it is showing the sink in a front view. Below the front view detail is another view of the sink showing the plan view of that same sink. By simply clicking on the visibility grip, you can change the block configuration quickly and easily. How many door sizes are there in this world? The answer to that question is obviously a lot. There are hundreds of companies that have created hundreds of door blocks for any type of size, orientation, scale, and so on. Instead of creating all the different door blocks that you may use on a project, you could create a few blocks that contain dynamic functionality that allow you to size, scale, and orient the block for whatever configuration you need. In this example, the default size of the door block is 2 foot 6 inches. The door block is configured, however, to size and scale automatically by simply picking the dynamic stretching grip. After placing a block, there will be times when you will need to run additional commands to orient it properly. For example, let us say you place a door like the one we did previously, but you now need to mirror it because the door swing is incorrect. With a simple flip parameter in action added to your block, you now have the ability to very easily mirror the door. As shown, I am simply clicking the flip parameter and the door swing is easily mirrored. So in the last example, we discussed the flip function to show how to easily mirror a block. However, there are times when just flipping your block will not cut it. Instead, you can add a rotation parameter in action to accomplish any rotation for your block. For example, when placing callout bubbles for section details, many companies have multiple blocks to call out the detail and sheet number at different rotations to make it easy to orient the block. Instead, you could create one callout block that allows you to change the orientation to multiple angles. Here, we have a callout bubble block that was placed in the drawing. After placing it, all you have to do is click the rotation grip and choose from one of the predefined angles to orient the block appropriately. Notice too that the text does not rotate, only the arrow portion. Very cool. We have just touched the surface with regards to dynamic blocks. We showed you a few examples of the functionality available. You can also add move, array, lookup tables, and more to your blocks to increase a tremendous amount of automation. So go have some dynamic fun making your blocks come alive.